Hello everyone and welcome to Precious Memory Boxes Junk Journaling. And today we are going to be making a one-sheet wonder, it's called a multi-pocket mini album. And I saw this done by Vintage Lace Journal 75. I also think Julia at Camellia Crafts also did this little project. So let's get started. What you need is a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I'm using a cardstock craft finish, and I'm going to score it at 4 and 8. And then I'm going to spin it around and do the same exact 4 and 8. All right, and that's all I need the scoreboard for right now. So I'm going to take this sheet, and you could use your paper trimmer if you want. I'm just going to use a pair of scissors. We're going to cut this out, cut up, and cut these two squares, and we'll have a T when we're done. But we're going to save those. We're not going to throw them away. We'll be using them as part of our one-sheet wonder. We are also going to be using the July subscription kit from Pink Monarch Prints to decorate and embellish our one-sheet wonder with. And I have pre-cut all my pieces out just to make it a little easier and faster. Oops, I got off there a little bit with my scissors, but there we go. All right. So the first step is I'm just going to bend where the score lines are at and make my folds. You can also make your folds like this, whichever way you like. I'm going to bend these this way and this way. All right. The first thing we're going to do is take one of our sheets here. Now, if you want to measure, you can. And exactly where this line is the 4-inch mark. If you want to measure up here for 2 inches, then you can line that up and make a little score mark. Let me grab my scoreboard and we'll do that since I forgot to bring my ruler in here. Now we're not going to indent it. We're just going to give it a slight mark. So here's the 4, here's the 8. I'm going to go to the 6 and just put a little mark. That way that helps me line up my other piece. All right, so we're going to take this piece and we're going to line it up right here, and then we'll glue that down. And I forgot I am going to need my scoreboard again. It's been a while since I made one of these, so I'm forgetting a few of the steps. So I'm going to come over here and let me think about it for a minute. At the 2-inch mark, I'm going to score it, and at the 6-inch, I'm going to score it. There we go. That way we can fold these in and we will have little doors. And make sure you line it up before you press it down, unlike me who just pushed it down there. So line your top up, then use your bone folders or your fingers or the edge of your scissors, whatever you like there, to line it up. Sorry about that. Try to stay in line. There we go. Now, if you want to use a border punch and make a decorative border, you can do that. If you want to use something round, like our lace here, and have a curve, you can do that. I think I'm just going to leave mine straight. All right. So I'm going to take some glue and glue this down. Hopefully my art glitter glue will cooperate today. We'll see. You could also use, let's use actually glue stick here. That might work better on the large area. So I'm going to use my glue stick. You can kind of see where your lines are at, so that'll help you. And line that up. Make sure we're lined up at the top. Want to especially make sure you're lined up at the top so this will fold in for you. All right. So there we go. We've got that in there. And then we are going to take these, cut it in half. You can get your scoreboard back out for this, or you can just eyeball it. I'll grab my scoreboard because I'm not so good at measuring. So, and I'm just going to do a 1/2 inch on each side. Oops. There we go. Then we will fold these over. There we go. And we're going to take these, and we're not going to glue them this way, but we're going to glue them this way with the fold down. Okay? So whichever glue you prefer, your glue stick or your wet glue. We're going to go ahead and line this up right before the fold. Try to make sure it's at the top and the bottom. Press that down. All right, we're going to do that on the other side here. Hope everyone's having a good day. It's a nice sunny day here. And I'm going to look where my fold is again. So we want to leave room for the fold so that it'll close easily. Top and the bottom. Let's push that down. Oops. Let's just slide a little bit with that glue stick. All right. All right. So next what we're going to do is we are going to get out some of our pieces. These are all pieces from the July kit of Pink Monarch's subscription kit. And what I did is I just took and cut them to size, rounded the corners, and we're going to use these to decorate our mini multi-pocket mini journal here. So these are all pretty papers that were part of the kit this month. So go over and check that out at Pink Monarch Prints on Etsy, and she also has a website by the same name. All right, so I think I'm going to start with these right here. And what I did is, since these are 4 inches, is I measured them at 3.5, and then I cut the corners. But I want to make sure before I do this that everything folds up right, because we may have to trim it slightly to see if everything will close. See, that one's a little tight. That one's good. That one's good. And that one's good. But this one here on this side is a little tight. So I'm going to take my scissors and try to cut this just slightly so that it will fold up better. You could probably do this on your trimmer if it's hard for you to eye cutting, which like I said, I'm not always the best at, but we're gonna go with it. Okay. Now let's see how that fits up in there. See if our door flaps close better. Oh yeah, that's better. There we go. All right. All right, so on the inside, I want to make some journaling spots where someone could write. So I'm going to do those two. Let's see if my art glitter glue will work. I left it sit too long, I think, and it's wanting to be a little plugged up, but let's see if we can get it cleared here. And I have the wrong kind of pin in it, so it has some yucky glue in there. Let's try this instead. If not, we'll just use our, yep, see that yucky glue, but we'll run it out of there. I lost my stainless steel pen. We need to get some more. All right, so we got that one. I don't mind glue stick, but I prefer wet glue if I can use it because I feel like it lasts longer. All right. We're going to let that sit for a moment. Let's pick something pretty for the inside here. I really like that. There we go. Sorry if I'm getting out of camera shot there. It's kind of working sideways. All right. There we go. Now you can decorate the inside and the outside here if you want. I think I'm just going to decorate the outside. And let's see. What would be a pretty contrasting, pretty, I kind of like the journaling paper there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold that in half. And cut it. And hopefully we will have the right size. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, perfect. All right. And if it ends up being a little too wide, as soon as it dries, like that's just a little wide, we will cut it off. We'll trim it up. Trying not to go too heavy on the glue if I can. And I'm trying to line this up so it will be the same on the top and the bottom. There we go. All right. Well, let's decorate out here. See if we have something with some color to it. That's pretty. What else do we have? We have a couple more of these, which I think we'll use on the back. We have this and this, which are really pretty, but I think I'm going to use that one for the cover. So I'm going to save that one. And that one might be good for the back. So let's check out one of these maybe. All right, now these pages are shorter than the 4 inches because we did that little fold in them. So we just need to decide which side we want it to come off of. fold right there. See if I can cut that. If you like yours a little more precise, you can measure those. We'll see how that looks, and then we'll round the corners. That's good. All right. Grab my corner rounder here. Round the corners. We'll glue that one on. Perfect. Okay. Let's find another one with some writing. I like that one. Ooh, I also like the numbers there. So we may pull a little off this side this time. There we go. And this is really, it's easy to make. You can use it for part of a journal. You could use it as a gift card holder. You could use it as a birthday card or just a, friendly little thing you want to give to a friend. It's just a fun little multi-pocket one sheet blender. All right, let me put some glue on that. I like my borders to show. If you don't like your borders showing, you can certainly measure and run it all the way to the top if you like. I like that little bit of craft stock showing. Okay, now we're going to choose a couple papers to do on this side. This is pretty. We've got 2 of those. And let's see, we've got a couple of these that we'll do there. So let's figure these out here. Now these you can do the whole sheet if you want, and let that piece bend in there. I think that's what I'm going to do. You just might have to reinforce it with a little extra glue. This has a little bit of gold in it. It's really pretty. It's like a gold, kind of like a sunflower under there. There we go. And then you can just kind of bend it a few times. It'll get used to being creased and it'll be all right. Okay. Let's do the same over here. Make sure I have this upright. There is some very faint writing on here, so trying to make sure I have that all right. All right, now you could round your corners here on your book, which I think I will do on the outside cover, but I may leave the inside ones like they are just for a little contrast. We'll pull that over. Get it creased a little. There we go. All right, let's take these 2 papers, and now we're going to do here and here. All right. I'm going to start working on a journal soon using printables from Country Morning Shop, so I hope you'll join me for that. I also need to finish up a journal I started several months ago. It's like a botanical journal. So I hope to get back to working on that. And then before you know it, fall's going to be here and Christmas is going to be here. All right, we've got those done. Let me glue this a little bit more so I can come back and cut it. Oops, that's a lot of glue. I'll have to squeeze some of that out and wipe it off. All right, after that dries, I'll come back and trim it a little. All right, so now we're going to flip it over. Now, if you want to cover these little flaps inside, you can do that too, but I think I'm going to leave them as they are. And we're going to work on this side. And again, I'm going to put 2 of these on here for writing space. That one looks like I should have cut it down just a little bit more, but I think it'll be all right. All right, let's go with, let's see, we're going to use these here and here. Which one do we, I think that'd be too busy. Why don't we do one of these? Let me find that one I think is cut a little too large. There we go, that'll work. All right, so let's glue these down. And then over here, I've got a bunch of little pieces I cut up to help from the kit, the July kit. I got a bunch of little ephemera pieces that I have cut up and ready to go, that we can add pockets and decorations to our little one-page wonder journal here. And maybe even some decorative brads to keep our doors closed. All right, so we have everything glued on. And after this is done, I may have to come back and glue down a few of the edges, but that'll be okay. Let's see how it folds, if we need to correct anything before we move on. So we can still fold this in with no problem. That still wants to be a little tight there, so I may have to cut a little more off this edge. I'll try ever so slightly to cut that. I am actually left-handed, but I'm trying to cut right-handed. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, now let's see. See if that folds better. There we go. Much better. All right. Then we have a page here, page here. We've got a page here. I'm going to have to glue that down a little bit more. And a page. Oh, I put my thing on backwards. But we can go this way. I didn't think that through, did I? Or we can go this way. Either way, it's going to be pretty. And then our sheet on the back. All right, let's do some decorating. I want to leave those mostly for writing. But let's see, we've got all kinds of goodies in here. Let me grab them out. And we have some lace that we can use. I have a couple, just all kinds of goodness. Butterfly. All right, more and more stuff down in here. I got some extra squares if we want to use them. All right, all kinds of goodness here. So let's just see what we can do. So we want to leave these mostly for writing, but we could put a little decoration up in the corner. We've got one of those. Let's grab our ink so we can ink. Let's see what this little guy look like inked up. If it stands out better. We could do a number 3. Something like that. Yeah, I think he's too light for there. But we'll just add a little decoration to these so that they can be seen. Let's see, here's a little ticket. Which do I like better? That one. We've got a blue ticket. That could be trimmed a little bit more. We've got this one here. Let's try inking around this one. Sorry if I'm getting out of focus there. Apologize. All right, let's try this one. Just add a little touch of something, but still plenty of area to journal on. All right, I like that. So we're going to leave those to journal. Let's pull this down, and I want to add a pocket in here. So let's see. I had a few pre-cut pockets. Let's see if they'll work or if we need something bigger. Okay, that one's too little. Let's see what else. I've got a side pocket that we could do. That might be kind of neat. Just like a side tuck. I think we'll do that. Make a side tuck there. I had some other stuff printed on the back, but that's all right. Oops, I should have inked that. I'm bad about forgetting to ink. But what you can do if you want to ink something and you forget is you can take another piece of paper and just use it to help keep you from getting ink everywhere that you don't want to get ink. All right. And get it the places you do want to get it. So there you go. And then we can tuck in a journaling spot or a card. So we've got that little card that needs a little inking. And let's see, what else can we put in there? Okay. Not seeing anything right off that I want to put in there. We'll save that for another pocket. Maybe just one of these little squares. So we'll come back to this in a moment and we'll find a way to close it. All right, let's add some more pockets, and we know we're going to need a bigger piece of paper. So okay, so we're going to fold that down, cut it, and I forgot to bring my notch cutter in here with me. So let me see, what can I use to make a little notch? Do I have anything? Maybe I can. First we need to decide the height of this one. So wonder what would happen if we fold it in half. Maybe that'd be the perfect height for two of them. So I'm going to try that. That's about 1 inch tall. There we go. And that is perfect. Okay, we're going to round the bottoms on these. All right, so I have one for each side. All right, let me just go along the edges here for the pocket. And I'm just going to match that up with the edges. And I think I'm just going to leave the tops as they are. I could have notched them, could have used another one to draw a circle, but I think these are looking just fine like they are. All right, so we'll let those dry a moment, and then we can add some little pieces of ephemera to it. All right, what can we do on here? Do we want a lace pocket? Well, that would be pretty. Let me see if I can figure out where to cut this. Maybe about right there in the center of that one. Let's see how that is. Oh, I think that's perfect. Okay. What I'm going to do, instead of putting it on the lace, I'm going to put it on the paper and then just push the lace into it. And let's see if I can tell. This is the side that should be up. There we go. And we're going to have to let that dry a little bit. And then I can come back and trim off some of the excess, or I can pull it up here a little bit. Because I really hate to lose that border down at the bottom. It's really pretty. All right. That is pretty. And let's see, we'll do another one over here. Let me take a little of this glue and glue this down. There we go. Let's measure this side. I'm going to cut it right there. I think I just stuck my arm in the Distress Oxide. I always start out trying to be really neat and keep it clean, and it's all messy by the time I get done. Anybody else do that? All right. I'm going to push that into it. We're going to have to let that dry for a few minutes. And maybe while that's drying, we can see if there's any little decorations we want to add to this page. I got this beautiful bumblebee, a couple other little bumblebees there, bees. I've got a clock. Might be neat to just have a clock behind there. I've got a mason jar. We've got a teapot. Say it's tea time. We've got a beautiful hat we can put on somewhere. Let's see what else we have here. We've got a label that we could do with our bee if we want. I kind of like that. Let's ink that up. And let's see, down at the bottom it says druggist and apothecary. At first I wasn't seeing it. I thought it said something about buggist. I was like, what is that? Okay, so we'll put this label down here. We'll ink up our bee here. Let's see, let's turn him sideways there. Beautiful, love that. All right, I think I like the T and the clock on the side, so let's ink it first. Something about inking things just gives your pieces more character to me. All right, let's ink up the teapot. Oh, there's a fly. He scared me. Saw something out of the corner of my eye. There's a fly. All right. When my little cats were in here, they would be chasing that fly. They love to chase flies. Oh, right, I like that. And let's see, we need to add something to this page right here. Wondering about the mason jar, maybe? And let's see, do I have any words? Oh, we've got friends. I like that. We've got some little cards. We've got good times, cheers, enjoy the moment. Oh, I like that, enjoy the moment. And what about that beautiful flower? I think that's pretty, but I think it almost contrasts with what's on there. What about the mason jar? And maybe this blue tag. And maybe good times. The colors are so close there. Let's see if we can find something a little more contrasting. How about no, I don't like that either. Let's just go with the sign and the mason jar. I think I do have, not sure where it went, I think I have a gather that's in black. Let me see if that's handy here that we could add. There we go. I didn't ink around those, I forgot. There it is. There's our gather. Let's ink around the gather. There we go. I like that. Like that contrast better. All right. Those are starting to dry. So we could take a few of these, ink them up. Sometimes if you put a couple papers together when you try to ink, it helps give you a little more stability there. These are all part of the July kit, so it's usually around 45 pages. So there are a lot of pages to be had in a kit. Let's just do one since it's still lace. All right, and we can flip this back over, and let's put this one in here. Might actually round the corners on that, just to make it look a little softer. There we go. And let me re-ink them corners a little. All right. There we go. And let's see, what can we, how about if we put a ticket over here. Wonderful. And let's see, what can we put in this pocket here? That's pretty, I'm thinking about using that for the front cover. How about this one here? Got a little heavy-handed on my ink there, but that's okay. All right, and I think I'm going to leave the edges on this straight. There we go. All right. So we've got that coming along. Let's decide what our front is going to look like. And we could add two little things here on the back. Why don't we do one of the bees? All right. There we go. And let's see, what can we put down here? Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Okay, and then we can fold that back like that. Fold these in. We'll come back in a minute and do something with the doors. Okay, fold in, and I'm going to cut this little piece right here off. It's where that perforation was. There we go. All right, that's better. And I'm thinking about the flowers. It's pretty. What else could we add to this, to the front? We've got the bee, but he's kind of light. What about the ruler? I do like the ruler. I think we'll do the ruler, and we'll do that at the number 6. Let's ink around it. Cover up some of these white lines. Okay. So let's glue that down right here. There we go. And then let's ink around our flower. All right, and I wonder, is there anything else we want on there? I do like that little butterfly. What was our other circle one we had? Do I like that better or the butterfly better? I actually think I like this one better. All right, so we'll glue that down. All right. All right, let's grab a couple of little brads. Let me grab them out of my box over here, and we'll make a little loop for there. All right, so let me clean up all of this real quick. We'll put all our extras in here for another project. You get so many pieces with your kit that you can do several projects from it. All right, I've got these little decorative, they're little, but little decorative brads that I think might work. They're really little, but I think they'd be cute. Let's try them. Now let's see. Should have brought my awl over here so we can poke through here. Nope, that won't work. Hoping I could just poke with them, but that won't work. So let me grab my awl. You could even do something kind of like that. That would be cute. You could do an awl or a needle if you have a needle. Poke you a little hole in there. I always try to be prepared and have everything I need with me, because where I record at is not where my craft space is, but sometimes it doesn't work out. I end up forgetting something. Sorry for the crinkling. There we go. See if I can get that stuff to fall out of there. All right, so let's make a little hole right here. Watch your finger. probably much better if you have a piece of cardboard or foam or something under there. Okay, let's put one of these little brads in there. That's so cute. And I'm gonna use that to line up the other one here. So about right there, I believe. All right. And I am going to pinch these down. Now, because these are smaller brads, I'm not going to squish them really tight because they need a little space to get the string under them. Because the string I have is like this wax book string. It's waxed. And if you make it too tight, you won't be able to get that string under there. So what I'm going to do is put that under there and fold these down and then tie a knot that will fit underneath here. I think a single knot will work, but I'll go ahead and do a double knot since we have enough. There we go, and you can cut the excess off there. And then you can bring it over here. Like I said, I didn't make that super tight so that we can run it back around. There we go. There's a cute little tightener or holder, fastener. There we go. There's the right word. All right. I think I might have to undo my little thing here, but I think I might just round my corners on these here. I think that would help them fit better. And I need to trim this little bit of paper off here that hung over, so I need to watch so I don't cut my string there. All right, there we go. All right, so let's take another look at it. Let's fold it all together. We'll just mix that quick loop around there, and on the outside I'm going to use some crinkled seam binding to hold it together. So let's fold it all back together so you can see it all finished. So here's the front, and you've got a pocket. This side has a pocket. We've got these little decorative panels with 2 more pockets. Now you could add pockets here if you want. Then on the center, we have the little magic doors with the fold down and a pocket inside. Plenty of space to journal or write a, birthday wish, friend wish, however you choose to use this, and a journal. So fold those in and let you see the back side. I need to glue that just a little bit more. I'll do that here in a moment. Let's pick out some of our, I think we're going to need a blue because I am out of brown. So let's grab the blue out of here. See how much we need. You usually want to make it go around once or twice. and leave yourself enough room to tie. So we're going to go right there. All right. And then I'm just going to make a little bow. Well, thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you will like, subscribe, and comment. That really helps the videos to be seen. Also, I want to remind everyone that once we reach 100 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away one of our precious memory boxes. And here's one of them that I was using for another kit today. Whoops! But it's a box. This one has dividers in it so that you can stand items up in it, either as a display box or as a project box you're working on, which is what I'm using it for. It has dividers in it. We also have a Rolodex box for faith decks and memory decks cards, and we have an ephemera or jewelry desktop dresser top box that you can use to put different trinkets and items in. So go check us out at Precious Memory Boxes. Our link will be below. And also please go check out Pink Monarch Prints. She has just hundreds of printables. They're beautiful, and like I said, she also has a subscription kit on her website. Go check it out. There's something for everyone there. Thank you and have a wonderful day.